Alright, just going to make a quick video, just updating you guys on the 74 Z1 project. So, if you remember in the last video, the exhaust cam had actually spun a cam bearing. We were using those aftermarket cam bearings from Z1 Enterprises, and we discovered those bearings were absolutely an issue. Basically, their tolerances and their fitment do not fit. They're way too tight, both on bearing crunch and actually fitting in the cylinder head. So it was my mistake to go ahead and use those. I did since actually reach out to Z1 Enterprises, sent them an email and kind of told them about the situation, and actually got no response at all. And I even contacted their customer support email and got no response. So I found that rather interesting. But to move forward, I went ahead and got used cam bearings, so just good used cam bearings from Pit Stop Performance, and then I got one new exhaust cam. So these are the Andrews 3X cams, or the Pit Stop Performance 3X cams. So we had to replace the exhaust cam, and we had that one damaged journal on the cylinder head itself where the bearing sits. I went ahead and cleaned that up and used the Loctite. It was a certain one, I'd have to find the package, but it's like the bearing set Loctite, but I got the specific high temperature stuff and just barely used a little bit of that on the back side of the bearing. Went ahead, put the cam in, tightened it all down, and I actually let it dry for a couple days before messing with it, just to make sure that bearing was secure. Went through, reset all of our valve shims, and then I test rode it probably about 4 or 5 miles. Pulled the valve cover off, rechecked the bearing. Everything still looked good. And then I rode it another 5 miles, pulled the valve cover off again, and actually I had a leaky valve cover gasket at that point from reusing it. So I replaced the valve cover gasket, and then at that point I installed the aluminum side plugs, because I bought some rubber ones and they were actually bubbling from the heat. They're just weren't going to hold up. So far those aluminum ones are doing good. I've got about 15 miles, so I put another 5 miles on it today, and so far everything's looking good. I've got the valves readjusted again the last time I had the valve cover off, and put the aluminum side plugs in. But more or less I just wanted to make this video to show you what the finished product looks like, and just recap on the camshaft damage we had from those cheap bearings, and just let you guys know we did get the bike back together and running, and I'm slowly putting some miles on it, just kind of riding it, Sunday rides, just when I get a few minutes. And yeah, one thing that you really realize the more I ride this thing is how much heat these engines make. It does get a little warm on a hot day when you got that much heat coming off the engine, but it's 100% worth it. Bike runs and rides really good. I've been tuning on the carburetors. They're getting better. It's the best it's been for sure, but I still got some more tuning to do on the carburetors. It's still got a little bit of a flat spot, but you know, you'll have that with these older projects. It's always going to be something. You're always going to be tweaking and tuning on them. But yeah, I think that'll be it for this video. I just wanted to show you guys the bike is back together and running good. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you guys have any questions, just comment. Thanks.